Hello, everybody. This is a replay of my friend Hazy Bastos 47 or Raul. He's a good in real life friend of mine who I entered this draft league with. This is his first match of the season against Kingo 1132. So I worked on this team with him to help him build this team against our opponent here, and so yeah, he's bringing a team of Mega Alakazam with it's modest and has enough speed. I think it outspeeds Rabambi, but I'm not sure. But it 100% outspeeds Tornadus T, which he ended up actually not bringing, which I was expecting. Because it had a pretty decent matchup. His only flying resist is Jirachi on his team. But he didn't bring it. So, yeah, he has a broken Tapu Lele, which for some reason is allowed in this league. So the only switch into like Psyshock on his entire team is Migirna with an Assault Vest, which we assumed would probably be coming. So yeah, it's just got Psyshock, Moonblast coming. Psyshock hits an Assault Vest Migirna harder than Psychic would. He's got Spit F Jirachi for taking on things like Rabambi, taking on Migirna, takes on Mega Gardevoir, which he had in his team, which had a very fantastic matchup. Great speed tier, always beats Hydreigon. His fairy resists are few and far between, besides Jirachi. So that'd be a lot of pressure on Jirachi if he brought Tornadus T and Mega Gardevoir, but he didn't, I guess. So yeah, he brought Infernape. We brought Infernape with Choice Scarf, which is the second fastest thing possible in the game. Only Rabambi with a Scarf or Tornadus T with a Scarf could be faster, and those are Pokemon that are both not typically scarfed. Infernape with a Scarf was particularly good because Miss Magius with a Scarf was a great bring against Raul's team, since it hits these three super effective with Shadow Balls. It can be a great late game cleaner with only 2 resists and Hydreigon, or with only 2 neutrals, and Hydreigon being the resist. But it also learns Dazzling Gleam, so on a prediction, it can absolutely decimate Hydreigon. So it has a good matchup with a Scarf. So Infernape's Scarf Flare Blades always kills Miss Magius, and Infernape's Scarf Flare Blitz is always faster than Miss Magius Scarfed, and always faster than Migirna after a Shift Gear, and always kills both of them with a Flare Blitz, which is good. Primarina is physically defensive for taking on Crawdaunt and for taking on Arcanine, which also had a pretty decent matchup that he didn't bring. And our last member is Hydreigon. It's good for, it has Flamethrower, Draco, Defog, Roost. It's good for taking on Miss Maggie, switching into Shadow Balls. It has Defog in case Webs came. And fire coverage is pretty good against his team. He actually brought 2 resists, but I was not expecting Golem to come in. And Golem actually, it's Draco Plate, by the way, and Golem always has a Draco Plate. It switches into Arcanine as well, and into Crawdaunt's Aqua Jet if necessary. And it can always kill it both with Dracos, which is nice, and defog away Webs. So to start this game, he leads with Jirachi, just because it has a he leads with the Hydreigon, because that's not what I meant to do. He leads with Hydreigon because Golem Alola with a Suicide Lead Explosion. This is his only thing on the team that could take it. Hydreigon was EV'd to no matter what live on a minimum of 1% against Golem Alola, and so it could hit back with the Draco if necessary. So if he did lead with Golem Alola, we decided that the best thing to do was always lead with Hydreigon in case it was the Suicide Lead. But he does lead with Rabambi, so he goes into Jirachi accordingly, just to stop it in case it Quiver Danced or something. He fires off a Thunder Wave. He could have Iron Headed, but I think either's fine. He does Iron Head here. As he brings his Miss Magius, which I think is questionable to let such a powerful Pokemon that could sweep so well late game come and take damage. He protects here to scout out the Miss Magius, assuming it's Scarfed. He protects here again, which I think is a bad play. He probably should have gone to Primarina instantly too, in case it was Sword Stance. So he's in a really bad situation here. And luckily for him, his opponent has Crunch, not Knockoff. So he's actually able to live the hit and dazzle back. So our opponent, Kinga, goes into the Amoonguss, and Raul reveals the Rest to take on Amoonguss, and with Sleep Talk, expecting a Spore. He actually leaves it in here and takes an energy ball, which isn't great. But then he brings in uh, Hydreigon and is able to get the defog off. Then unfortunately Hydreigon gets put to sleep. I don't think he realized that the rest didn't count towards the sleep clause. But then he's able to bring in Tapu Lele, which unfortunately gets sledge bombed. But Tapu Lele has no switch-ins besides AV Magearna and is able to take one. Then he brings in Ribombee, which is paralyzed, which is questionable, and that just goes straight down. I guess he goes Magearna, so Raoul goes Jirachi to take it on, but he makes a double into Mismagius, and then goes for Mystical Fire instead of Shadow Ball, which is confusing to me. Raoul Iron Heads, I guess to get some damage on, but I don't think staying in and taking that Mystical Fire was really necessary when you have a Primarina. But it ends up working out because he switches in Magearna and just takes a big hit. He paralyzes a Magearna just to make sure it can never set up and sweep. And this game's looking really well in his favor right now. He gets the Wish off. He could have protected here in case he exploded, but he ends up not doing that and actually gets the what the heck? I don't know how that came up. And gets the Hydreigon in. He gets the Wake as he misses Stone Edge. That probably didn't matter because that was doing like 40 and just Draco's him. He's able to actually, I don't know why he goes Jirachi here since it's weak to Shadow Ball, but he doesn't get the kill and he's able to go into Primarina and take the hit pretty well. He goes for the Sleep Talk here. And next turn he'll wake up and he gets a crit on Magearna, which at this point probably doesn't matter. And then just rest again to preserve his health. Then he gets Thunderbolted, which just puts him in the same situation he was a second ago, so I don't know about that play. But he's able to bring in the Hydreigon on the Thunderbolt, which probably wouldn't have done much anyways, and take out the Magearna. Unless he made the God prediction right there and click Flare Cannon, we'll never know. Then he's able to go to Alakazam, which can take any hit from Mismagius just to preserve the 6-0. But he ends up just protecting there and then getting Psyshocked. And ends up not being Scarf, which is strange because I thought Scarf had a really good matchup. And he ended up not being AV Magearna, which I thought was also really strange. Not bringing a lot of different things that I thought really could have won in the game. So I think the prep on our opponent's part was not all the way there. And I feel that we created a pretty good team together. And it showed and brought him the 6-0.